Welcome to Making Connections. My name is David Triana, and I'm your host for the show, along with the beautiful Paula Connor.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. How time flies, doesn't it?
I know. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, and it's like, wow, where the time went.
Show number 3.
That's right.
And we have a great show. Today we are talking about corporations that are socially minded. Large corporations like Microsoft doing some great stuff out there throughout the world. And we're going to bring it down to the local level, and we have a great guest, Adrian Bailey, who is the owner and operator of Bees Smoking Barbecue. We're going to be talking to him about the great things he does in the area.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Corporate social responsibility. Wow, a big set of words, isn't it?
I know.
But I think it boils down to companies that want to do good for their community. They want to serve, the poor and things like that. I think it's such a great thing. I think we live in an area that has a lot of those companies, to be honest with you.
And not many people realize that.
Yes, and then we're going to have a couple of, an interview with one of them, obviously, a little bit later on. And so I think it's a wonderful thing, that a great subject, I think it is. What do you think?
For sure.
You know?
Actually, I ran into this article that, yes, when I read that first paragraph, it kind of stuck in my mind. And I want to read it to you because it's really interesting.
I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it.
Is about the corporate social responsibility companies, which is this. Companies are no longer content to do well. Today, many businesses also make it their mission to do good with the community.
There you go. There you go. Spot on. And it also goes along with, I believe, with the great number of millennials.
That's
the
right.
millennial generation is described as those that were born between 1980 and 2000, and sometimes it varies a little bit here and there. But the bottom line is that, according to statistics and polls and all that stuff, around 80 million
That's a good
millennials
number.
care a lot about working for or creating companies that are socially responsible.
That's right.
A lot of us think that millennials don't care about anything, that they're
Right.
kind of lazy. A lot of people say those things, but they're not.
They're actually the opposite. And the numbers speak for themselves. We're talking about 80 million people in the U.S. And out of these 80 million, 20% are Hispanics.
Is that right? That is wonderful. That is obviously the Hispanic community having a huge impact in the United States, and we are all over the world. Obviously, Latin Americans and from Spain is what composes Hispanics. Obviously, another stat: approximately 86% of Hispanics under the age of 18 are born in the U.S. That's 95% of those millennials here.
That's correct.
Yes, we have a lot of people that are immigrating to the United States, but the millennials are primarily born in the U.S. They're primarily English speakers and/or bilingual. That's another huge factor. How much money do you think the millennials have, or spending power, worldwide?
You want me to take a guess?
Take a guess.
I might be off. Let's say 40 million?
Oh, no.
You see?
The global spending power of millennials, this is all over the world now, $2.45 trillion.
Wow.
Oh, 600 billion of
really
those.
Impressive.
600 billion of those in the U.S. So a powerful machine of spending, great impact to the economy, right?
Right.
That's why they're having a huge impact on companies, and companies are reacting in many ways.
Right.
Because they care about social issues. The company's starting to care about social issues. We have a lot of great examples of that. I think you may have a couple of those.
Actually, you will be surprised of what large corporations are actually trending toward what we just mentioned. One of them is Google. Google give a lot of grants to goodwill industries all over the world. Another one is Microsoft. Microsoft has volunteered over 5 million hours, and not just volunteering work, but also cash. We're talking about
Millions of hours in volunteering from the employees, is what you're saying?
Exactly. And we're not talking about just volunteer, we're talking about the cash that they are giving to help the communities. All over the world, we're talking up to $2 billion they have basically donated in the last decade.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Obviously, Microsoft, a worldwide organization, and founded in the United States, out of the garage of Bill Gates, and
That's right.
A huge impact throughout the world. One that I know of is Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Ben & Jerry's ice cream started in the 1980s in Vermont, a small town in Vermont. And these two guys, started making ice cream, and from the get-go, Ben & Jerry's, started thinking in a social manner, trying to do well for the community, socially minded. 36 years later, one of the biggest ice cream companies.
Really good ice cream.
And really good ice cream, too, I love their ice cream. Chocolate chip cookie dough, Ben & Jerry's is my favorite. But again, more importantly, because we are talking about socially minded companies, what does Ben & Jerry's do? Ben & Jerry's actually created a foundation, and that foundation encourages their employees to give back to their communities. And
That's
they
amazing.
they offer grants and things like that for social justice programs. So in my opinion, to be honest with you, and I think I've observed it here in this area through some of the things that our corporation, our company does, like the fundraisers that we do, for the International Festival. You were at the International Festival,
Yes.
and we had a lot of companies there that are doing such things. One of them is going to be part of our show, Somos YU. Somos YU is actually founded in Colombia, the Guajira.
Okay.
And it's indigenous people of Colombia that make these beautiful purses you're going to see later in the show. And when you purchase one of those purses, some of that money goes to those people in Colombia.
Amazing.
Those indigenous Indians in Colombia. And Nelsie Rossi is one of the representatives here. We're going to see a little bit about
They're all over the
what she's doing.
place. I mean, if we want to condense it into this area, I mean, my company, I do real estate.
Yes.
I'm in Renke Realty.
And you're very successful.
Thank you. I try to be, and what I do is with a heart. So, but talking about the company I work for here in this area, 11 Renke Realty, out of so many events that we do get involved with the community to help the community. One of them was back in December for Christmas. We basically collected gifts for children which their parents couldn't afford presents for them
That's
during
very
Christmas.
admirable.
So that lets you know that it's all over the place.
Yes, exactly. And then, again, international level companies, multinationals like Microsoft, we just described,
Right.
local companies like the ones that we are interviewing in this show today, small businesses. A lot of small businesses don't think that they can make a difference because they don't generate enough money or whatever the reasons might be.
Right.
They think that the donation to that fundraiser and or that event that is a charity event is an expense when it really is an investment if you think about it, don't you think?
For sure. People tend to, whenever you do something for the community, if you think about it, people will recognize you even more. Every time that you are there, will thinking about, for example, real estate or any other things that they do, different type of business, they will put a face with what they do just because they were involved with that community.
I understand. And again, and going back to the millennials, these young men and women that are out there in the workforce now, producing, serving their nation, serving their country, there's going to be a tremendous historical wealth transfer that is going to occur here soon because we all got to die sometimes. And the baby boomer generation, which holds 80% of the wealth of the United States, eventually will no longer be here. And that transfer of wealth is going to be going to those millennials by the amount of $30 trillion in wealth transfer is going to occur in investments, in bank holdings, in real estate holdings. I'm sure you have experienced some of that already.
Exactly, I have, and we're starting to see that because, like you said, real estate. In my profession, I have had people more and more often that unfortunately say my parents have passed away, and they basically inherited the house, and I want to put it for sale. So you're starting to see that already.
Already, yes, yeah, you are correct. That's an amazing thing. It's a historical transfer of wealth that is going to occur. Again, a great subject, I think. You know, corporate, socially responsible type of corporations are very important.
Absolutely.
To what's going on today, and those millennials are going to make a huge impact. And
the person we're going to interview today is a great example of that.
Right,
Why don't you
right.
tell us about him?
Well, Adrian Bailey again is going to be with us here soon. He is the owner and manages and owns the barbecue food truck called Bees Smoking Barbecue. And we'll be back with Adrian in a few seconds.
Do you want to advertise to thousands of Hispanics and non-Hispanics in Northwest Florida, and Southern Alabama?
¿Quieres promover tu empresa y producto a miles de hispanos y no hispanos?
Connection is your most cost-efficient way to do so.
Conexión es tu solución.
We are the largest English and Spanish publication in our region. Our primary mission is to inform, guide, and educate our readers via interesting content.
Somos la publicación mensual en español y en inglés de la más grande distribución en toda la región. Además de las 5,000 copias en papel, tenemos activas las redes sociales, incluyendo Facebook, Twitter e Instagram, y también por Internet.
Conexión is your bridge to connect you to the growing Hispanic market in the region. Call us.
Llámanos.
Our guest today is Adrian Bailey. Adrian is the owner and operator of Bees Smoking Barbecue, and he's an example of the main topic that we are covering today, and that is socially conscious enterprises or companies. How are you doing, Adrian?
Fine.
Welcome.
How are you guys doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Great.
Thank you for coming to our show.
I appreciate you having me.
We're happy to have you.
Thank
And Adrian is changing one plate barbecue at a time. He's changing the world with his big heart and his business and helping a whole lot of people in the community. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate it. I just wanted to kind of give everybody an idea, about yourself. Where are you from and how did you end up in Florida?
Well, I am from a small farming community called Bosco, Louisiana. It's in northern Louisiana. I joined the military, so my last duty station was Robins Air Force Base, and then I migrated to Florida.
Oh, great.
So,
Wonderful. And then how did you get into the food truck business?
the food truck business, take it back just a little bit. My granddaddy kind of spoiled us boys. He had this theory that make sure that you know how to cook, just in case your wife gets mad at you, then you know how to cook and you can feed yourself. So he taught us all how to cook, and I've been cooking for people all my life. And I started cooking for my church every Wednesday, and it just grew from there.
And how long ago was this that you started?
It's about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So that lets me believe that that's why you chose this type of business.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So how do you participate in different festivals and events besides having your food truck?
Yes, I do. I recently did your festival. I've done some festivals all the way up in Brewton, Alabama, and I'm looking to do more festivals.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And yes, you were referring to our Conexión Media Group International Festival, which we had back in May. And your food truck was one of the most popular ones there.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting that, because that was a fundraising event that we did. Do you have a plan to open a brick and mortar facility in the future? No? Food truck is it for you, huh?
Food truck is it. I like the food truck. Once it's paid for, it's done, then it's profitable. Instead of having to pay rent and utilities monthly, I just rather have the food truck, and then I can travel to place to place to place.
Right.
And
That
feed.
will give you the flexibility,
Right.
keeping it simple.
That's a very popular type of business too, you know, that I've seen
For
all over
sure.
the place in,
Right.
Pensacola and here and everywhere that that
gives
go
you the
to. Food
mobility.
trucks are all over the place. Where is your food truck itself? Where do you normally park it, or which cities do you visit?
Normally it's parked at my residence in Niceville, Florida. But on the weekends, I only open one day of the week, and that's on Saturdays. And then I'm at the 38 Farmers Market in Niceville, Florida, 3 weekends out of the month. And then the first weekend of the month, I'm at the Rhonda's Pool Hall in Defoniac Springs.
Oh, great.
So Niceville and Defoniac Springs
Right.
are the two primary
Those are
cities at this
the
point.
primary locations.
And hopefully more locations in the near future.
I'm hoping.
For sure, we'll love to try it. If you come more toward the Fort Walton Navarre area, it will be great.
That's right.
I'm open for it.
But as far as I heard of how good your food is, I'm willing to travel wherever you are.
Come see me tomorrow. I'll be in Niceville.
It's not going to help with the diet, but
That's right.
we can cheat once in a while, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Well, regarding your passion, it's very clearly that you like to help people.
I do.
So what do you do to help the community?
Well, if I'm out selling food and someone comes up and they don't have the money to purchase any food, it's not all about the money. It's about helping people.
Right.
So I'll donate the food to them. I don't have a problem with donating the food. I'm not losing anything.
Right.
I like to feed the homeless. I like to feed anybody that I can. I like to help churches. Any organization that needs help, I will try to help them if I can.
That's great. That's great.
And in your efforts to feed the homeless, are you working with certain churches and or organizations? Are you looking to do that?
I'm looking to do that. I'm trying to find someone that's willing to get outside of the four walls of the church and get out into the community to help feed people.
That's a great way to put it. You know, come on out and serve the community,
Right.
serve the people. And again, you know, our show today is about that, about socially conscious companies, and there are throughout the structure, whether it's international companies, local companies, national companies, and obviously small businesses like you. You know, that's a big trend right now out in the world. You know, those companies that are serving the community, which is very, very important. Do you have any activities that you got coming up in the near future? Locations that
just
you're going to,
the
churches you're serving?
normal weekends. I have some scheduled, I think, in August or September. It's going to be in Crestview. It's an outreach program for one of the churches up there. So I'm going to be participating with that one.
Oh, great. Do you have any type of certain businesses or partners that help you out with this mission of helping the needy?
Right now, I don't, but I'm looking for partners
Right.
to help
It's a
me
good thing that we get to know this because we can help him
You bet.
expand and grow in this community.
Exactly, and anybody out there that's watching the show, you know, that wants to serve the homeless community, which obviously is a big thing here in our area. If you want to work with Adrian, I'm sure he'll be glad to hear from you. We're going to post his number on the screen, and hopefully you'll get some partners out of this presentation that we're having
I
here.
hope so. I hope so.
Well, I
I'll
mean,
make it-
anything that you would like to add?
Well, I'll make it even a little sweeter. If someone is willing to partner with me to feed the homeless, all I need them to do is show up and minister to the people. I'll provide the food.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
So that's
That's great.
should be an
great to know.
incentive.
That's great to know.
That's true, and I'm sure there's people out there that hopefully will take this challenge.
Absolutely.
Again, he is doing all the legwork of the food, and you can just come out and minister to those people by serving them. Maybe a church that is out there, a church leader that is watching, can talk to his people and maybe call you so that together you guys can serve, you know, the homeless community of our area, which
I hope
we
so.
have a lot of.
Any tips that I receive while selling, all of those tip goes to purchase the food to feed the homeless. So the money is steady coming in.
Well, definitely you do it with a heart and not with an ulterior motive. Your heart is with the community, and obviously you love what you do. You have grown grown up in the environment of cooking food, and you could tell, and we all can tell, that you do have a big heart, and we appreciate that you're doing this for the community. We really do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's not all about the money. I think you said it, and I think it's so true. And it's so true. And small businesses can do it. You are a small business, for sure. Mid-sized businesses can do it, and we know that the large businesses can do it. So socially conscious enterprise is, I think, a great strategy for any business to follow, because it's an important thing.
Right.
To be able to help
It
others.
is.
Any last words that you would like to say to our audience? Any message that you want to get out there? Hopefully somebody will hear it and react.
Again, I'm looking for partners to go out and feed the homeless in the community, or whoever has a need for to be fed. I just need the partners. I'll provide the venue. I'll provide everything that's needed to feed them.
Outstanding,
Great.
outstanding.
That's
And we'll be glad to have you in any of the next Conexión Media Group's events. We do have some coming up that we will be announcing today, and hopefully in some of those that it is suitable for. Bees Smoking Barbecue will be there to, for people to enjoy, because it's really, really good food, and I know because I've had it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and the best of luck, and we wish you the greatest success with your company.
We do.
And it's appreciated. We'll be right back.
United for a Good Cause Inc. invites you to Hispanic Fest 2018. Presented by Cox, a family-friendly event with live Latin bands and DJ music, folkloric groups, arts and crafts, vendors, and delicious food for more than 10 Latin countries. Join us September 9th from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Emerald Coast Convention Center. Proceeds benefit the 14th Annual Emerald Coast Christmas Miracle Needy Children's Fiesta. No te lo pierdas!
Buenas tardes a todos nuestros televidentes del programa Making Connections, Haciendo Conexiones. Mi nombre es David Triana y estamos en Conexión en las Calles. Esta tarde tenemos una entrevista con la señora Nelcy Rossi de la empresa Somos YU. Como nuestro programa se está tratando de empresas que tienen conciencia social, empresas que les importa la comunidad, no nada más hacer dinero, quisimos entrevistar a la señora Nelcy Rossi porque ella es la dueña de la empresa Somos YU, que tiene una gran historia. ¿Cómo está, señora Nelcy?
Muy bien, gracias, David.
Gracias por atendernos. Gracias por atendernos. Quiero saber un poco acerca de su empresa Somos YU. ¿Me puede decir en dónde la empresa fue fundada?
Somos YU fue fundada el año pasado aquí en Fort Walton Beach, el año 2017.
Y dígame un poquito acerca de lo que YU significa. ¿De dónde proviene ese término?
YU es el nombre de la tribu indígena más grande de Colombia.
Oh, entendido. Entonces la tribu indígena en Colombia son los YU.
Sí, la tribu indígena YU, ellos se les llama la nación YU por ser la tribu más grande que tiene su asentamiento en la península de La Guajira.
En La Guajira, en Colombia.
En Colombia, Guajira, Colombia.
Y entonces la empresa Somos YU, ¿qué tipo de productos vende?
Nosotros tenemos la mochila YU como el producto líder, pero nosotros también vendemos las hamacas o chinchorros, vendemos las mantas, que son los vestidos, vendemos las sandalias, vendemos los brazaletes, vendemos también, estas son las mochilas.
¿Y esta es una de sus mochilas que usted vende, uno de los tipos de mochilas?
Este es uno de los tipos, porque hay variedad de estilos y diseños. Todos los diseños son diferentes. No hay un diseño que se repita. Eso es la exclusividad.
¿Y estos quién los hace?
Los hacen las indígenas.
Las indígenas.
Las mujeres son las que tejen estas mochilas con una sola aguja. Ellas hacen este tejido y es solo una mujer la que hace cada mochila. No puede hacerlo 2 ni 3 mujeres, solo una.
Wow. Entonces, ya después de que los indígenas en La Guajira, los indígenas YU las producen, ¿usted las trae a los Estados Unidos?
Sí, nosotros las traemos con todo el procedimiento legal aduanero. para nosotros poder llevar a cabo este proyecto.
Okay. Y la venta de las bolsas, ¿qué significa? ¿Usted provee algunos fondos para los indígenas de La Guajira o cómo funciona eso?
Bueno, vamos a explicar un poco. El producto de estas ventas nos va a generar nosotros recursos, nos está generando recursos para poder nosotros invertir en la comunidad y ayudarles a mejorar su calidad de vida a las mujeres y a las familias asentadas allí. Los recursos hasta el momento no han sido mucho porque las ventas las estamos haciendo por ventas directas, no tenemos ventas por mayor, pero estamos recaudando estos fondos para poder nosotros ingresar a la comunidad y poder suplir, porque hay bastantes carencias.
Entonces, al usted vender las bolsas, lo que recibe de los que compran, parte de ese dinero va a ser invertido a la comunidad wayuu en La Guajira, en Colombia.
Parte de ese dinero, nosotros solamente vamos a tomar el dinero que necesitamos para cubrir los gastos de envío, de recolección de las mochilas, de todo lo que implica la logística, pero los recursos son para el destino final, es la comunidad wayuu, definitivamente.
Excelente.
Yo soy de allá y esto está encarnado en mi corazón hace mucho tiempo y estamos unidos en familia para llevar a cabo el proyecto.
Entonces, usted es de allí, de herencia wayuu y de La Guajira, en Colombia.
Y soy de La Guajira, Colombia, nacida
Wow.
y criada allí, y hoy estoy aquí como, puedo yo misma autodenominarme como una embajadora de esta cultura wayuu, y hoy les estoy diciendo a esas mujeres que las amo y que vamos a trabajar juntos.
Excelente, entonces estamos a todos los que nos están viendo a que contacten a Nelcy, ahí está el teléfono en la pantalla, si les gustan estas bellas bolsas que ellos tienen, las hamacas que también me imagino vende, y traerá pronto a mostrar aquí al área, a los festivales, a las galerías como la de Pensacola. Cuando vean esas bolsas de Somos Wayuu, les instamos a que colaboren comprándolas, porque sabiendo que ese producto está ayudando a los indígenas en La Guajira por medio suyo, por medio de su empresa.
Quiero decir algo, y es que las mochilas están en la página web, en la tienda online, pero también los productos se han ido adicionando progresivamente. Pueden ingresar allí a la página, en la tienda online, y pueden adquirirla, o de manera directa pueden contactarnos.
Excelente. Señora Nelcy, muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros en Conexión en las Calles, Conexión on the Streets. Le agradecemos lo que está haciendo, porque este programa en el que la estamos entrevistando es un programa que trata acerca de las corporaciones con conciencia social. Esas corporaciones que quieren ayudar a su prójimo, no nada más se trata de dinero y ganar dinero, sino que ayudar al mundo, ayudar a la comunidad y en su parte ayudar a los indígenas de La Guajira.
Gracias a usted, David, y quiero decirle a cualquier persona, entidad o grupo u organización que quiera vincularse a este proyecto, lo puede hacer libremente, nos puede contactar, porque sola no lo puedo hacer, pero juntos sí podemos lograrlo.
Ándele pues, entonces si quieren ayudar a Nelcy, contáctela también, y pueden ser representantes de ventas bajo su proceso y su entrenamiento para que le ayuden a que se esparza más el producto de las bolsas de Somos Wayuu.
Así es, gracias.
Muchas gracias. Nos vemos a la próxima. Ahora tenemos información de eventos próximos. Te invitamos a la fiesta anual del lanzamiento del Mes de la Hispanidad. Será el viernes 14 de septiembre de 6 p.m. a 8:30 p.m. en el Brooksville Center de Fort Walton Beach. Disfruta de comida latina gratis, entretenimiento, premios y tiempo para establecer contactos con otros empresarios. Este evento es para los miembros de la Cámara de Comercio de Fort Walton Beach e invitados. También estamos buscando proveedores de menú latino para participar y empresas interesadas en donar premios. Contáctenos para más información. La gala de Unidad de Conexión Media Group será el sábado 13 de octubre de 8 p.m. a medianoche. Habrá cena con música en vivo, baile, subasta silenciosa, desfile de modas y la presentación de los premios Unity 2018. Los oradores invitados serán David Medina y Gisela Rodríguez, fundadores de la Fundación Giselle Marie y Team Jayuya, que están recaudando fondos para apoyar a la gente de Jayuya, Puerto Rico, afectada por el huracán del año pasado. Este evento estará abierto al público por una donación de $20. Empresas patrocinadoras son bienvenidas.
Well, unfortunately, David, great things come to an end. We had a great time today, didn't we?
It was wonderful to talk to Adrian Bailey of Bee's Smoking Barbecue. The short interview we also did with Nelsie Rossi of Somos YU. Two examples of socially conscious companies
That's
that
right.
are not just about the money, but also
What
about
they
doing
do for the community.
good, about doing good for the community.
That's right.
Good to go?
Good to
Ready for the
go?
next one?
The next one will be even better, and we're gonna come out with more and more segments that will be really the high interest for you and everybody else.
All right, don't forget to catch us on our Conexión YouTube channel. You can also find Conexión Media Group and Making Connections in Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And you can also go to the website, ConexionFlorida.com, to keep up with everything that Conexión Media Group is doing, that our Conexión newspaper is doing, and watch Making Connections also.
Absolutely. So until the next time, see you later. Arriba, mi gente.
Nos vemos.